insanity can we expect? It's going to be a wild, wild, wild ride today. I'm pretty pumped. Okay. I just want to make sure that we have everything open here that I'm supposed to have open. Options are open. Good morning. It's pre-election day. It's pre-election day. I know for those of you guys that aren't big into politics that today is kind of like a wah wah, but for me it's kind of a big deal. I'm a big fan. Um, Something that I typically do with my kids. We typically get into this. We watch it. Um, big fans. It's looking like a great day. It is. It is. We got early vote polls today. It's not going to be a huge deal. Um, I think you can expect to see them more Republican leaning just because of the mail in ballot issue, where mail in ballots won't be counted for a couple more days. The early exits will just be in bodies, in real world body voting for the most part. So expect to see that happening today. But we're going to be watching the election today. We're going to be watching news as it comes in. We're going to be watching a couple of bits of news around the airlines because it looks like we could be sizing up into a play on airlines. Especially post-election, you know that there's going to be some kind of a stimulus coming, and airlines are most likely going to be the ones to see the benefit of that. So taking a look at which ones are um, in that airlines portfolio, seeing if there's a buy the dip opportunity. Obviously, we're looking at the ones that are closer to this end of the spectrum here. Not sure why side eye is in the airlines portfolio. Oh, this is owned. Okay, airlines. Good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, of these guys, you can see that this is really starting to come back here towards this. Was looking at an article from Bloomberg earlier today that's got an outline for us as to who they think is going to essentially tell Boeing and Airbus to piss off. American Airlines is really looking like they're in trouble. I think American Airlines is probably going to be one of the bigger ones to get back into if I do enter in. What time is it here? It is 9:14 a.m. at the moment. 9:14 a.m. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Do 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 do. Excuse me. Bum 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 bum. Oh, Bog Spacobotilia. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. By the way, great layout. Can see chat and you at full screen. Awesome. Glad to hear it. WPRT has confirmed their stuff. Am I feeling better today? No, I'm feeling exhausted. I got about 3.5, 4 hours of sleep last night. So, no, I feel like absolute dog turd. But I am excited to be here with you guys today. I don't know how long we're going to go today. Probably not into late day, but I'm going to push through as long as I can here just to stick with you guys. Today is FSR day, so I'll be watching that one super close today. But it's that time of day. I'm going to pull up Marby's here. And let's get a race on. If you win, you get to pick. You get to pick the stock that we watch going into the market today. So go ahead and get in. Exclamation mark play. I'll play against you guys as always because you know I want to be watching FSR today. So I'm going to throw that up there if I win. But just throw it in there, get in there, make it happen. Exclamation mark play. And away we go. 10 seconds. If you're not in, too bad. All right, where? Oh, there they are. Okay, we got everybody. Here we go. Lots of blues here, guys. Again, I can't give you guys huge enough shout outs for all the subs that you guys have been dropping into the chat over the last little bit. This channel is doing really, really well as far as I'm concerned. It's kind of cool to see pretty much everybody in chat is a sub now. You guys rock. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, nasty. Yeah, that's no bueno. Cedric in the lead, showing all of those subs what's for. Now, this has been an
Good morning, everybody.
We got a bit of a jump here. FSR is flying high. That was expected.
Morning.
Morning.
Millennials. So
Hold up,
I did.
Hot mic. Hold up. Let me mute you.
I looked this morning and.
Okay, go ahead. FSR? Yeah, first 15 minutes for me was always the play. Wherever she be. I was pretty impressed. It was up to 11 pre-market. A little bit over 11. Yeah, my equity's TD, right? Yeah, they're not great about filling orders pre-market, and then you end up with your margin, or you end up with your orders stuck in queue when the market actually opens. It's better to wait for the bell. It is stupid, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Like you gotta know that, you gotta be aware of that, and you definitely. I think I've only ever had one pre-market order filled properly. I've had two that were filled with the wrong price point, even though it was a limit set. That I had to call them and say what the hell, and eventually they fixed it, but it took like 2-3 weeks. So I just resolved I'm not going to do pre-market orders on TD, which is fine. Yeah, Duncan is confirmed for a buyout. Yep. Yeah, I'm really unfamiliar with buyouts. I haven't really traded them, so I'm more watching Duncan than trading it for sure. Oh, Mr. Tro, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Photo finish there for sure. Lol Gore Hunter, your choice, man. Whatever ticker you want, we'll watch that going in. CLSK, you got it. CLSK it is. No problemo. Yeah, I'm not opposed to UBI in Canada. You and I have been over this, right? Like, I think that given the size of our population, UBI is practical in Canada. We only have 30 million population. Yeah, but UBI will be taxable. It'll be just like CERB. It'll be taxable. So he's not wrong. Even if they're just taking UBI, it'll be taxable income. Have you seen our government? Our government doesn't know how to spend our money to save themselves. It's brutal. Blader, thank you for the resub. 2 months in a row. Good morning. Yeah, but like our government doesn't know how to spend money properly itself. So might as well give it to the people to decide how to spend it poorly, right? At least I'll take
And
that cash injection directly into the economy instead of the government pissing it away into infrastructure, and we're going to see nothing for it. Like, oh, there goes your CPP into roads and
I don't know.
railways.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too. Maybe I'm too like corporate biased because I don't think that the giving the money to the general populace has ever actually done very many intelligent things. Not with today's generation. I know that's said every generation, but like we keep repeating the same mistakes as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know. I disagree. The stimulus that we just saw proved that the money went right back into the economy. People in this generation are not savers. Gen Z, millennial are not savers. They are spenders. They are not loading up their savings account with this money. They are spending it, which is great.
Oh, it's great if you own the debt, but there was that thing I posted early on the weekend with the World Economic Forums talking about the Great Reset, and I'm afraid that this might be pushed as a norm situation, and I don't want that. It
FSR is
would
up
actually,
9% pre market.
yeah, it would actually
Dan and Goose.
punish a lot of people who were responsible.
Dan and Goose, thanks for the follow, guys.
It's
Much
11:15 right
appreciated.
now for 11:20. Sorry, 11:19 for FSR, up 10%.
I mean, as a millennial, I'm a cusper, but I'm still a millennial, so I weigh into that group. But what we're seeing fiscally is that people drop the coin. They dropped their money. They just spent it. They didn't save it. They didn't. There were some threw into the market, but even at that, they threw into the market, lost it, and then went back to the government for more money to pay their bills. So in
Yeah, I don't
Canada,
know. I South Africa did the same thing. We have very
that's not
parallel
apples to
leads.
apples, and you know it. South Africa is not a comparable economy to Canada.
They have
That's not
a similar incompetent government too. Come on.
that's not the same thing. You cannot compare post-apartheid South Africa with Canada. That is not the same. They do not have a major global economy to trade with directly tied to them. It is not the same thing.
I mean, the major trade partner is China. China, and then like a quarter of what they trade with China is with the U.S.
Yeah, but China's more likely to do their trading with Kenya than they are with South Africa, or with Egypt than South Africa. So South Africa does not have the same benefit that we have, being directly coast to coast or border to border with one of the world's largest economies. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not the same thing. Okay, FSR broke 11:15. We are now at 11:20. It looks like this thing's going to run pre-market. Geez, this movement looks like this might be an MWR moment. It may just be.
Nah, I'm still in the belief that people are virtually the same, despite geographic regions. They'll still make those same stupid decisions.
Oh yeah, you and I are on way different ends of the spectrum on that. Do I see this hitting 25 in the first 15 minutes? I don't know. I don't know what it does in the first 15 minutes. I just know that it's going to run. If all the models are true, and I mean, you couldn't have got better news out of China with the EV sector to give this that additional little pump, as well as all the news media, all the left wing media in the States going, Biden's going to win for sure. Biden's going to win for sure. Biden's going to win for sure. Everybody, as soon as they hear Biden, hears EVs. So today's a great day for FSR to have a decent run. Does it go to 25? Like I said, who knows? Maybe I'm not exactly on with my PT, but
When if Biden wins and that thing in the CARES Act or whatever goes through with the subsidy for weed and everything, is there like a time frame of how long before they burn out all the cash that they've been given?
I don't know. Do I do deeper fundamental analysis live on stream? Yeah, I actually deep dive what I'm doing, and then show you guys how I deep dive my thoughts and what I'm playing and why I'm playing it. I never give you guys my price targets. Well, I never give you guys my exits. If I'm gonna take an exit, I do it off screen, and you guys won't know when I actually exit. I'll tell you after I'm done exiting. But you guys can always see my portfolio on tip links. And over there and see how I'm doing. This month is actually kind of funny for tip ranks because when you go in there and look at it, um, so you'll see this pattern, right? Where it's like, okay, May was the month when I first entered all the positions, and so this is because I entered every trade I took from January until May all at once, and so it shows this massive loss because it was like, oh, you got in and out and in and out and out, and lost on all of your trades. So that's why that's there. But since then, every month has been accurate, and I either have a month where I go even, or a month where I go crazy, and a month where I go even, and a month where I go crazy, and a month where it looks like I'm going even right now. Now, my hope is that by the end of this month, this actually changes, and I will have a big old red candle here headed to the positive side with ACRX, SPAC, well, I guess FSR now. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. Out the gate here today will be very, very interesting. It's floating that $11 mark. My buy-in was 1109. So right now I'm in the green on FSR as of right now on my equity. So we'll see. What do I think about ACRX? ACRX earnings is Thursday after market, and I think it's going to crush it. I think it's absolutely going to destroy it. But we shall see what we shall see. What is CLSK? What are we watching here?
Oh yeah, Millennial. So I did not know this, but I had these onions in my fridge for like the longest time, and they started sprouting, whatever. Right, so I decided to get some dirt and plant them. I didn't realize that they actually became spring onions, and I didn't know that spring onions were like any type of onion that are harvested early. I thought that they were their own self-contained species.
What the fuck? Me too.
And when I cut them, I'm like, wait, these look very tubular and like
tubular, man.
Like I was just like, what the hell? I smelled
why
it. I
are
was
they
like,
not called tubular onions?
I smelled them. I was like, they still smell pretty fresh. That's impressive. But they shrunk right from the skin and everything. And I looked at it. I was just like, wait, I had to look this up. So I looked it up, and it says that spring onions are basically any type of onion, yellow, red, whatever. It's just harvested earlier than normal before the bulbs actually form. I'm like, what? Been this entire time I had spring onions in my fridge and I didn't even know.
Growing things and stuff, man. It's a thing.
Dude, what's even crazier is that like I was looking at ways to like fertilize this thing right without fertilize this thing without actually using manure and stuff like that. And one thing that was suggested was to use weed fertilizer. I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, you can take the weeds, like certain weeds around you, because they contain trace elements, and they're like weeds are very persistent or whatever, persistent things. So they'll grow in places like that are really obscure, but they'll suck up all the nutrients and store them in their leaves.
I'm just gonna mute chat while he's doing his onion talk, so we can actually open the market without talking about onions. And here we go. Clean spark, 814 out the gate. I burn weed all the time. You can use the ash. You just want to monitor the pH level for whatever it is that you're doing. So, yeah, I think the higher the acidity, the better, to be honest. TD seems to be taking a bit of a dump on me because FSR is not updating at all. Interesting. Okay, big sheet. Clean Spark guys had a nice big jump out the gate here. I guess green energy today is going to be the play, right? Green energy is just going to go all day today.
The election's tomorrow. We're gonna have quote suppose. Oh wow, 11:22. we're gonna have some ranging today happen.
I mean, it's encouraging for me that the only thing that I'm really on the red on in my portfolio is ETM and Waiter. Like Waiter's just going to go as we get closer and closer to its earnings. I know there were some people offering their insights into my portfolio on Friday that they feel that my insights onto Waiter are off base somehow, and I welcome their insights, and I also welcome their insights post earnings from Waiter. They can let me know how they played that.
You should welcome them. You should welcome them by like telling them to take a position against you if they feel so strongly about it.
I mean, they can do what they do. My results speak for themselves. I think my 1,200% increase on the year speaks for itself in many ways, especially since Waiter has been such a big part of that. Played Waiter twice to build this portfolio, and both times they've done nothing but the same thing: small incremental growth. Um, that's
I
been their
know
model
that's
from go. Not fighting for New York, not fighting for LA. Small incremental growth through the southern states, and they perform. They overperform.
yeah. That's what the CEO said. Just small. We tried. Didn't the CEO? Yeah, it was you that told us that the CEO said that we tried to go big too quickly, so we're just
Yep.
gonna focus on small. So
When they acquired Bite Squad, they tried to go too big, too fast because they thought that they needed the Uber Eats model, and then they realized that the Uber Eats model wasn't going to be profitable. Especially if these rulings against how the workers are paid start to really come in. Uber's screwed. Uber is completely screwed. If all of these labor for hire guys start being counted as employees, Uber's done. They cannot operate. That's exactly what Waiter is trying to work against. Is they want to be profitable, they want to pay their drivers and delivery guys the right amount, they don't want to screw over the restaurants, and so they're trying to balance that middle ground, and that means that they expand slower, but that seems to be working for them. They were one of the first to shift to, oh, we need to do more than just restaurants, we need to do groceries and booze too. So they're doing quite well with that. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 6 months we see them starting to do medical deliveries either. They've been playing around a lot with that blood sector. I'd be thrilled to hear that they're starting to do some medical deliveries on top of that. All right, guys. I think the whole green sector is going to be the name of the game today. Yeah, I think it's green energy hope today. I'm going to open up the scanners here and see what the biggest top movers are. We've got DBVT. Damned if I know what that is. Damned if I know what that is, or that, or that, or that, or that. I don't know anything on this top mover list. LI seems familiar. Yeah, that's Chinese auto, right?
auto. Yep.
Long-term
Why it's
PTO
been
and
popping
Waiter.
up.
I think that we see a buyout offer on them. Honestly, I think we see them maybe go to 8 or 10, and then get a buyout offer for 12 or 15.
I'm still curious about that algorithm. If I don't want to write it because I'm too lazy, but like I'm curious if that algorithm for like the buyouts would actually work or not.
Yeah, I mean, I like the strategy better of what we're looking at with the insider buying. This is actually really encouraging for me, guys, with FSR here at 1108. Not a ton of profit taking out at the gate, which is typically what you would see from Webull and Robinhood. Is at the gate, everybody tries to squeak out their tiny little bits of profits. But right now, it's holding above that $11 line. So hopefully, we see some volume increase here in the next 10 minutes. It'll take it up into maybe the 12s or 15s, and we'll see. FSR is still not on Webull. Is there anybody in the room that is trading on Webull? Yeah, Delivery Hero's not in the US at all. Grubhub is finding itself in much the same place, I think, as Uber. Okay, Elodix, you're on Webull. Do you see FSR as tradable on your platform? Are we there yet? Is that a thing?
Oh,
It is
that
for
is
you.
so cool.
Okay. I knew FSR
That
was
is
on Robinhood. I saw that. Okay, so FSR is available on Webull. So let's see here, because I think that the hooders and the bullers are gonna want a piece of this. They're gonna want to get in on this for sure.
It's so cool. So I just got I just saw a random order fire off that I didn't have. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And I looked, and it's IB drip. It gave me MFA shares from the dividend. I thought I missed.
Yeah.
I thought I fucked up, but Apparently, it just gave me some drip shares.
Yeah, I got
But
my
I
divvy
don't
as well. I was like, oh, cool. I got my divvy. Fun.
bought back into MFA. I'm like, I don't want to keep this because we know what's coming for New York.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know that I'm gonna get back in. I think I have like 100 shares on Wealth Trade,
Oh
but
well,
other than that, I'm not feeling it. The REIT sector anyway. I'm not feeling it. I think
I'm
we're
enough for
about to see a
that.
ton of defaults happening over the next little bit. Psychonaut Andy, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I mean, this is just a low and slow waiting game that we've got going on right now. I can pull up the watch list to see how things are doing. BLRX is back up 10% here. I'm gonna get rid of this thing so I don't get tempted to go back into it. DGLY, I'm expecting that to have a great day, an absolute great day. I don't think Fisker's the next Tesla. No, I do not. What is that icon? What's that red icon? FFZ supporter. I don't know what that is. What's FFZ? Drano SJ, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, so DGLY guys expect to do really, really well. Oh, it's a Twitch emote. Okay. Do I expect New York to collapse? No, I don't expect New York to collapse, but the RAITs that are funding bad mortgages, I expect that to collapse for sure. I think that's going to have a rough run for sure. Okay, iPix is up. DGLY is doing well. CGC is kind of sideways, guys. I am going to be watching pot stocks today. I know typically I'm not a huge fan of pot stocks, but with the election tomorrow, I think that there's just a crazy thing. So, um, yeah, not a problem, Drano. Glad to hear that you're considering getting in. It's a crazy time to get into the market with this election, but we'll see what's going on. It was interesting, guys, that up until Thursday, people were saying the Senate was a sure swing. We were for sure going to see the Democrats take the Senate, and that no longer seems to be the case. Over the weekend, all of the analysts are saying that it now looks like we will see a Republican Senate, a Democrat House, and who knows who's taking the office. So that's kind of interesting. Again, if we if we see another Supreme Court nominee, it could actually end up a 7-2. Well, I mean that depends on who the president is, but we can at the very least, if it's a Republican Senate, if Biden tries to stack the Senate, it won't work because the Senate or tries to stack the Supreme Court, it won't work because the Senate has to approve the nomination, and it won't. Yeah, FSR is up 10%, 10.5. I think we start to run here. I really do. I, yeah. If I could see it head towards 20, that would be amazing, but I'm not holding my breath. I'll take what I can get on it and get out. Today was the play on it. I want to have the funds available for space. I want to have the funds available for ACRX later this week. So what I can get, I will get. But again, guys, I will most likely not be informing you when I take the exit. I'll just take it. Options portfolio is looking pretty good. There's interest on ETM again for December.
What about ETM in December?
My options for the $4 calls on December 18th. There's interest on that. They're up $30 today.
Yeah. The earnings on Friday, so you're going to see an IV increase up into that.
Okay. Is it confirmed Friday or is it?
I think it's before market open. I think it's no, it's the 6th. It's on the 6th, so it's on Friday.
Yeah, Robinhood's wrong. Robinhood's wrong about saying ACRX around the 13th. They confirmed last week that it wouldn't. That's not the case.
Nasdaq says ETM is expected to report earnings before market open on the 6th.
Yeah, so this is really good to see in the first 15 minutes, guys, that there wasn't just a collapse back down to this level. It's just people buying this up. So There's a lot of differing opinions about how to get into the market and how to start in the market, guys. In my opinion, what I've done in the past is there's a lot of thoughts around different psychologies as far as trading goes. For me, it was to educate myself first for probably about 2 years, just kind of dabbling in the market and watching it and learning from it. Not actually paper trading it, but learning as much as I could about how the market worked, different sectors that I might be interested in playing. But when I did decide to finally start playing the market, it was to put cash in and play with an account that I was willing to a sizable account that not a sizable account, a size of account that I was willing to say, okay, if this entire thing disappeared, I would be okay with that. Because for me, if I didn't have skin in the game, I find with paper money accounts, you start actually training yourself with a lot of bad habits. I'll go all in on this because it's just a paper account, or I'll take this trade at a ridiculous amount of money because it's a paper account. For me, that can be really dangerous, especially as a new trader, to get that kind of mentality into your head. And if you have a couple big wins, it's even that much scarier because once you go in with that mentality with real money, chances are you're going to get burned and find yourself blowing up your account. So I'm one of the very few traders out there that I know of on Twitch that can say that they've never blown up an account. This is still my first account. Now, that being said, all things aside, I could very well blow up my account. So I'm in no way giving you guys financial advice here. I'm a complete noob, just like the rest of you guys, just trying to figure out how this whole thing works. So, but that being said, I'm a bigger fan of having skin in the game. I find that that gives you a lot more to think about, a little bit more pause, and you're more likely to diversify your portfolio than put all your eggs in one basket. A lot less of that degenerate YOLO style trading when you have actual skin in the game. I'm in the military, so most of my income is disposable. Okay, cool.
You see some resistance start at 1150.
If it hits 1150, it goes.
You're gonna see resistance there.
So what happens if we go through it?
They'll probably go to 12 and stuff.
12 and stuff.
Yeah, around there, because we're going up. We're gonna brush up against a lot of like sell algorithms if they want to stand in the way. They're gonna be at so right here, and then just above, just around 1150, and then just around 12 as well, especially 12.
Well, I mean, we're touching 1140 now. Yeah, Slotus, I did kind of the same thing. When I opened my account, it was like, okay, most people go to school for this, or they take a course, or they'll join some Tim Sykes piece of crap BS course, or warrior trading, or whatever it is online, right? And they're willing to drop a couple grand into that. So for me, it was like, well, I'll tell you what I'll do instead. I'll just drop a couple grand into myself, and teach myself how to trade the market. Now, I understand that's not for everybody, but I could really care less about what's good for everybody. I know myself and I know what I can do. That being said, guys, I put in like 14 hours a day learning the market through COVID. So if you don't have a ton of time to put into it, I'm probably more leaning to what you're and these guys are saying, where you might want to look at paper trading. Just realize that there is that inherent risk that you're going to take some bad ideas with you by paper trading. I can't get into my head that paper trading is real. It's like when I play when I play paper money poker, that all in button is just too tempting for me. You know what I mean? So there's 1151 and there's 1152 and 1153. So did they move out of the way? Redemption, is that what we're seeing here? X Year's Hero, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, man. And thank you for your service as well. I do appreciate all you military folks out there that are busting your ass to keep us safe. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the sell. There's that big old beast selling. Yeah. So hopefully what we see is that this not scaring everybody off to grab tendies and this driving the whole thing down. Hopefully people just buy this up and keep buying it and buying it and buying it. But we'll see. Take it easy, man. Rest up. Yeah, so hopefully, guys, this doesn't kill the momentum, that one red candle. Hopefully people are willing to see this as a staircase and it keeps going up.
Wait, what's Stocky talking about Baba and Ant Group IPO on the 5th? I thought that's only IPOing in the HK in Hong Kong.
It is. It's not IPOing here.
Is he talking about just taking Baba calls into that IPO or something, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Mara's the only thing that I'm looking at as far as blockchain or anything of that kind. Anything that's doing with crypto, anything of that nature. Mara's the only one that I'm honestly looking at. GMBL, I don't remember what my DD is on it. I'm going to watch FSR here, guys, just because I've got some skin in the game on this, and I want to see what the movement's looking like on it. I think it's going to have a very, very nice day, but I want to keep watching it just so I don't get distracted. But Mara, MARA. Do you think Twitter is buying the dip? I'm not going anywhere near Twitter with the FCC Section 230 regulation being very seriously eyed up under bipartisan push. I'm bearish on Gamble because it's Maltese, because they're not even operating in the country. So first of all, they're Canadian esports gambling. Canada's market is only 30 million. If everybody in Canada was into betting, pair with that of that 30 million, the only people that really watch esports in Canada are going to be the people in that 20 to 30 range that are able to gamble in Canada anyway, 18 to 30. So 18 to 30, you're going to say it's largely a male demographic. So I think probably you're only looking at 2 to 3 million possible betting. Gambling in Canada is not a major sector like it is in the States. It's not a lot of money. It's very, very, very small. And most of the gambling is owned and regulated directly by the provinces. So huge taxation, huge regulation. You don't see a lot of gains out of it. So that they're a Maltese company operating on Canadian esports betting, it's too small for me. I'm not a fan. If I was going to look at something in that sector, which I'm not, I don't like the esports gambling sector. If I was, it would be Penn or DraftKings that I take a look at, but I'm not interested in either. So this is good to see, guys, that it's still moving back up towards that 1150. It's got to break through that for sure. I'm not sure that it can. I hope that it get that nudge. Or really, I think it's going to be that battle between Neo and FSR today. So I guess I should put Neo on the board here.
Wait, so cool. So apparently, I didn't get charged a commission fee for that drip order that went through.
So it looks like Neo and FSR are fighting for the hype. But I think eventually Neo's going to hit a point where it's too expensive and people are going to take their gains and move it into FSR. Yeah, Proline is terrible. It's awful. DGLY is doing quite well, though. I'm pretty happy with that. Workhorse is running as well. What was the other one? Ride was one, right? And Nicola was one. So Nicola's up 2. No need to watch that. Ride is up 4.6, so it's getting a little bit of love, but not a ton of it. It looks like it's a Neo and FSR race. And both of them have a very similar chart right now. So let's pull that up on our Nicola versus FSR. Let's go Neo here. FSR 2-day. So Neo's continuing to move up here. My hat's here. It's driving me a little nuts. My hair is at that point now where it's kind of Johnny Bravo length, so it's a little bit too big under the hat. And so the hat, rather than actually being on my head, is just kind of sitting on the hair. I go to my barber, but she's currently off on maternity leave, so I've got to wait 8 months before I get a haircut. So you guys are going to see hippie millennial long before you see short hair millennial again, unless I choose to cut it myself, and you all know what that's going to look like.
Buzz cut millennial when?
Yeah, exactly. Abhis, I have no idea how to say that, man. Abhishektet. I'm gonna try with that. Abhishektet. I'm never ever going to give you that. I couldn't find a beaver costume. I looked everywhere, guys. I went to 3 different Walmarts. I went to a giant tiger. I couldn't find it. Buzz cut and freestyle on stream. You will never hear me freestyle on stream. I might do some Twitch things, but that'll be it. I did look everywhere for a costume, guys. I couldn't find it. I thought maybe I'd wear it during the election stream. By the way, guys, I will be live during the election tomorrow. I'm gonna go live. I still do my morning stream tomorrow, but I will be back around 7 o'clock. I'll just be watching the election as the stuff comes in. So that stuff will be there tomorrow. I'm pumped for it. Abhishek, I won't tell you what I think about you selling or hedging or any of that. I like PayPal as a stock. I think heading into Christmas with their PayPal layaway program, essentially, it's PayPal credit or pay in installments, but I think it's PayPal layaway essentially. I really like PayPal. Um, that's not financial advice in any way. I'm not telling you should hedge or get in or do anything, but um, yeah, I definitely am bullish on PayPal over the next 12 months. So this is good to see that FSR and Neo are just kind of keeping pace. So I'll keep watching that. SPY is actually looking really bullish given that futures have come into the green, and it looks like the market wants to follow suit, at least for the next little bit here, short of us getting something absolutely insane. Neo, there's a little bit of profit taking. So my hope is that Neo actually starts to come down. People go, okay, well, they're going to profit take. It's up too high, and then we start to see that money pour into FSR here and drive it up. But we'll see what we'll see. With SPY running like this, anything is possible. AMC, I'm thrilled that it's down to 219 because my $2 puts on AMC are about to go into the money. So I'd be thrilled to see them do that. They have earnings after hours, so I've got November 20th puts on them. I'm happy to hold those through earnings because I cannot see in any way, shape, or form. Does anybody think that AMC is going to beat on earnings? Anyone? Somebody knows something that
If
I
they
don't?
it's, if they got a loan, then yeah, they definitely beat earnings.
If they got a loan? If they got
Yeah,
more
those
debt?
profit or revenue, you know.
Oh my gosh. That's so gross and you know it. So guys, this is exactly what I was hoping we would see is here's Neo coming down. Hopefully that means that people are going to move their money from this into this. With Rita and Exiled renting out AMC theaters for $100, that might be. I gotta tell them to stop doing that. Cinemark is better. Go to Cinemark. Stop buying AMC theaters. Yeah, their current revenue model is, well, we're opening up all of our theaters, but nobody's in them watching movies. I just, it blows my mind that people are taking that with a positive sentiment of like, yay, this is good news. We're opening theaters. Like, I, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it, guys. Um, Lodex, how dare you? So I am going to be watching Mara pretty closely here, guys. Um, yeah, right now the whole market's up, so things are going up. However, um, how did you hype the idea Neo Money would switch out to FSR? Is that just experience? Yes. Yeah. Put yourself in the mindset of a Robinhood trader, right? So you're a guy that's playing with your latest stimulus check, or your mom and dad gave you rent money or whatever it is, and you got like $200-300, right? There's no confirmation yet as to wait or earnings. It's not locked in yet. It's just hypothetical, so we don't know for sure. But let's consider for a moment that you are playing with mom and dad money, right? So you got a couple $100. You see both of them are running pretty much the same hand in hand, but with Neo you can buy at 34.20, right? So if you're buying equity anyway, instead of the options degens, but with Neo, you're paying $34 a share. With FSR, you're buying $11 a share, but they're both going up the same amount percentage wise. Well, you can get into Neo or you can get into FSR a lot cheaper. So for me, it just feels like the cheaper of the two is more likely to see the love as we head in later to the day. Now, there's going to be a little bit of profit taking here because we are heading into the top of the hour, and this is typical when we look back at our short strategy that Martini and I played a little while back. That short strategy typically saw at 10 o'clock, you saw a bit of a decline, some profit taking. yeah, typically around 10 you see a bit of a decline, and then around 10:15 you see a bit of another spike, and then that will really dictate the movement for the day. If it continues to run on momentum, if you see increasing volume, then there's a good chance that you see this run on the day. If it does not have increasing volume, if you see decreasing volume out of 10:15, then for me, more than likely I'll start looking for an exit, or I'll make a decision about maybe holding on through till tomorrow, just because Biden could potentially drive these EV stocks even higher. So we'll see what's happening. Neo would have it just because it's a China hustle, but I do think that volume is expected to come back down. I'm not sweating buckets on anything with this being up 11% on the day, so I'm pretty happy with that. Looking at the board, it's not entirely red either, which is kind of nice. All right, I'm gonna go check the news while this is happening because essentially I've just said that I'm not going to do anything until 10:15. So um, Amazon's looking to cut USPS out of rural product delivery. That's interesting. They just want to cuck everybody, huh? Amazon just wants to own it. Lux. Yeah, that's up a nice 3.9. It's up a nice 3.9. Let's go to Reuters here and see what's happening. I think Trump and Biden were in Pennsylvania pretty much all day today. That's pretty much the state that they've decided is going to be the brawl. Um, Hands down, both sides are going to argue it. Trump already has his acceptance speech written for 8 o'clock tonight when the polls close. He's going to claim it.
Wow.
It's not even negotiable. He's just going to come out and say that he's won the election.
When the polls close tomorrow.
Tomorrow, sorry. Yeah, Tuesday night. Well, I mean, it's already written now. It doesn't matter when he says it. Like, he could just come out with it now. I won the election. Yeah, it's already written. It's already written. He already has it there. So, I mean, the way that it works, guys, is the Democrats really encourage people to mail in their ballots, which means that will take additional days to count. So you're probably going to see more Democrat votes coming in 2 to 3 days after the election, which in certain states is permitted. In some states it's not, but in certain states it is. So on the night of, you can expect to see there to be a more Republican lean on the votes. So if on the night of it says Trump won, expect Trump to immediately, as soon as the polls close, go, I won. And the reason for doing that is the Supreme Court on precedent with Bush Gore. Whoever claims the win on the night of won the election, even though Gore technically won the election, because Bush claimed it the night of, and they didn't see any. It's like the ruling on the field stands in football, right? unless there's um incontrovert, what is it called? What is that? When you need the proof that is, what is the term they use for that? Not contested. In Is this a word? Am I making this up? Yeah, incontrovertible. It is a word. Okay. Yeah, incontrovertible proof. You need something that very clearly shows that the ruling on the field is not true. So unless there's data, irrefutable, that works too. Yeah, irrefutable, I think was probably the word I was looking for, but apparently incontrovertible is also a word, so we educated ourselves a little bit today. Congratulations, guys, learning and stock market. But yeah, there's nothing that clearly shows that that's not true in the first week or so. Expect there to be a lot of back and forth, asks for recounts, legal battles, and ultimately that's going to lead to it going to the Supreme Court again. And given how the Supreme Court currently sits, I think that we can. I mean, that's where the coin toss comes up. Where does the Supreme Court land on the election results? Um, at least that's the play I've been seeing for the past 2-3 weeks. We'll see how it actually plays out. Um, if it actually shows up that Biden has the numbers or when the polls close tomorrow night, I think that's a little bit more difficult for Trump. But who's to say what's actually going to happen here? We will see what we will see. But I wouldn't go in Budweiser. My secret election play would be hold on to your tendies, boys. However you can get them. All right, so this is good to see. FSR is up 13%. Neo's coming down 932. So I don't know if FSR can break through that 11.5 or not, but we'll see. Let's check the scanner to see what the big movers are on the day. Does FSR make a list? It looks like it does. There's FSR there. It's up 13% here, so it's on the top list for the day. This isn't populating because so many things are changing right now. There's so many things are going on. Yeah, FSR is taking the momentum, which is what I thought it would do. But there it is, 1173. Here we go. Here's the ride. Here's the ride. Now, how hard this runs today? That's the question. How hard can this go? Redemption. Do you see any further levels past this? Any serious players? 1250, I think you said was the next one, right? Redemption's gone for breakfast. He'll be back shortly, ladies and gentlemen. So this is really what we're watching for here. I should go to the 2 days instead of the 6 months on this. What we're looking for here is to see. Yeah, there we go. It's still going. I have not looked at the Biden Trump ETFs yet. Today, I am excited to take a look at them and see what they're doing. I just wanted to give this the undivided attention on the day. I do have that 25 price target on it. I don't know if we're going to get there or not, but Neo's picking up a little bit of steam again here, so it'll be interesting to see.
TSG has 2,500 people today. What the hell?
Are you kidding? Yeah, it's that kind of market. This is ideal times for TSG, right?
I mean, when the market's dropping, yes, but not during these during the election events.
Yeah, I don't think it's the market dropping. I think it's sensation. I don't think it necessarily needs to be a market decline. I think it can be when a market has just sensationalism around it, and people know that there's hype happening, right? So what? 1250 is the next level on this thing. What do you think?
That's good. 12.
Okay. It's looking like it wants to go for it. This is just the market makers playing around with this at this point, right?
Yeah.
Favorite ice cream? Tiger Tail. But it's really hard to find these days.
Jesus Christ. I was looking back at my old company, Millennial. Remember how they had like, they went from 1K to 2K to 4K. They're at 5,300 people watching now.
Fury, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. MFA and IVR, neither one of those am I bullish on. Real estate into what's looking like crazy bankruptcy numbers. Until I see what the stimulus package is going to look like, I want to be nowhere near real estate, especially REITs, whether it's IVR or MFA. MFA's dividends came out, so you got your divvies, fantastic. I got mine, but I personally am not going to be watching REITs until I know exactly what the stimulus is going to look like.
MFA's kind of, yeah, no, not what's happening in Saki. It's a custom platform that my friend has. He pulls from a bunch of different data feeds that aren't accessible to the public because it's one of those things where you have to know what to ask for, and yeah.
Yeah, so not basic stuff like I like to do. It's big brain stuff, which is why I don't really want the details of it. I just kind of ask Redemption if I'm insane or not. And he keeps me in the 411 on it. I mean, this isn't bad. If I could take $1,000 on this, that wouldn't be terrible. Um, the portfolio is positive right now. I could easily just exit this with $1,000 of profit if it goes up to 1250 today. I know that there's an opportunity for it to run further, but I could just take that and put it into an even split with ACRX and Space. How do I find my stocks? I don't really have a great answer for that. I wish I had a great answer for that, but there's so many different ways that I trip across it. I'm a digital marketing consultant, so I'm in social media feeds all day. So sometimes I see trending news topics in there. Sometimes I hear it in chatter in this community. A lot of times people ask me to take a look at this stuff. So I'll take a look at the stock and I'll bring it to my attention. WPRT is a great example of that. Hair Lattice, for you guys that know hair. Dropped out WPRT. I took a look at it, did some DD on it, really loved what I saw, and so I went with it. So you guys will see here, like Neo came down from 13% to 10, and I think what we're starting to see is people are recognizing that FSR looks like it's going to be the momentum for the day. So it's great that there's 81 million volume on this, but the average volume on Fisker is 15,000. So it's a low float stock. It gives it the opportunity for Robinhooders and Webullers to move it, which is probably why we're going to see this thing go. Yeah, I mean, long term, there could be a. Oh, you mean on Flux? You got a 20 PT. I mean, for me, I was thinking today we would see it go to 25. I'm not going to jump the gun on this. Today was the day. I may even hold it tomorrow. I don't know exactly when I'm planning on hitting the road with this, guys. But there's 12. So we should see a red candle of some kind here, right? The big thing that I'm watching here, guys, with Fisker is look at this volume, right? It looked like it was declining, but now we're right back up. So this is encouraging to see. SPY is coming down. Well, not down, but I mean 331. It broke 12 for a second, but then that sell order was there. So we'll see what that does. The volume on it is still really good right now. We're about to break 1 million volume on it. So it's definitely not outpacing the SPY or Neo, but it's doing all right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it can die this quickly, which is exactly what you need to watch. So this is why I was watching Nicola. So I can pull Nicola back up here real quick. I'll just drop Neil out. So if you see this candle here, right? Like this is today essentially, but back when Nicola did this, and it ran from 39 at the well, I mean the day before it was 35 and it ran to 73 on the day, right? But as quick as it goes up, the next day it ran to 93 and then it fell to 56 at one point. So it can go up and down as crazy as possible. It's kind of all over the place. I know Davey Day Trader was a big fan of FSR, so there's that Davey Day Trader movement behind it, as well as the Robinhooders, as well as the Webullers. What I do like about the movement on FSR is here we're not seeing when you look at the candle on the day, it's going to look like a big green candle, but the reality is when you watch it like this, we're seeing is a good, steady, staggered step, right? So you've got it steps up and it sets that level, and then it steps up. Now it's going to set this level, and then hopefully we see it step up and it sets the level, and eventually it hits a point where it keeps showing that steadiness that people just go, okay, well, this looks like a real thing, so we're all in. And then that's when it gets a ridiculous candle up, and then you don't know what the hell it's going to do. But this is where we start to play with TA, and I'm not really a TA guy. How do I determine their support? I don't. Other than I see this kind of sideways movement. We see a bunch of candles grouped here, where they're kind of not moving up or down. They're just kind of liking that line. For me, that's kind of where I see support. There's a little bit up and down here and a little bit up and down here, but ultimately, like, this is a support for me. And then as we come up here, this is starting to establish support. So I'd expect to see 2 or 3 more candles here, and then it'll make another try for 12. And that's just it. Like, the shorts are going to start getting out of the way, I think, because this is not moving the way that they would like it to move, especially if it's up $1,500 today. Blade Buyer, thanks so much for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I mean, with this up nearly 1,500 today, the shorts are definitely hurting on this. I would expect to see them starting to take a bit of a move out of it, just because they don't want to get stuck holding the bag if this does get one of those egregious spikes. Again, if I could finish the day up $1,000 on this, that would be fantastic. I'd be happy with that play. Get into a play for a week and make $1,000 on it. Do that every week. That's 52 grand in a year, right? You're doing all right. It's not bad. I know y'all like to get greedy with your tendies, but for me, that's enough. If I can make 52 grand on a year, that would be pretty solid. So we'll wait. We'll watch. Put Neo back up here. Anything else you guys are watching today? I know somebody shouted out MFA and IVR. We took a look at that, or at least I gave my insights on what I think that's going to do. Under Armour. I've got a love-hate relationship with Under Armour because I really like their business model when they brought the Rock on, but I think they screwed the pooch on it. I don't know, Blade Buyer. I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to hold it. I don't know. People love to hate Tesla. If you're seeing shorts moving out of it momentarily, expect them to be back. Yeah, I expect them to be back, especially if you see other companies. So the big hype around Tesla for many was their move into China, and now that you're seeing Chinese companies doing well with EV and really producing numbers out of China, where Tesla kind of pulled back from great numbers in China, I think a lot of the hype around Tesla in China is pulling back. But we'll see. We'll see. If Trump wins, expect Tesla to get a little nutty again, because they are both EV and they are made in the USA. And anything that comes with that made in the USA label is just going to do so well. Is that a truck in the background?
Is Millennial, are you able to see what ON Semiconductor's earnings was?
No, I didn't look at it. Again, tech sector, right? Even if
Like,
I read it, it's like me reading Swahili. I can pick out a word or two.
Earnings was. I don't think they reported yet.
I remember reading something about a semiconductor this morning. I don't know that it was ON, but how about Hillian or Hillen? That's the Shell one, right? Shell's a little bit different. It's about drivetrains and changing out drivetrains. It's not so much about the truck that they're building; it's converting existing trucks over. So it's a little bit different. For me, I prefer WPRT on that play. So you guys can see that the low float players are going to definitely be more inclined to a chart that looks like this than they are to a chart that looks like this, right? Neo just looks like it's getting ready to stabilize at this 33.50, and the retail traders on Robinhood and Webull want more movement like this, where they see low float pumping this into the day. How hard it goes, who knows? But they both know that all of those traders know that this is EV sector, and they've all got Nikola on the brain, right? So they're going, oh, Nikola, this ran to 80. Is this thing going to $80? Is it going to run to $80 today? And so everybody's kind of eyeing this. It's it's on a pile of watch lists right now, where everybody's kind of watching it. One of the things that I like to do to get kind of a larger sentiment around a position like that is if we head over to StockTwits here.
They did. They beat. But
who's got that? Yeah, I'm just gonna mute you, Cagri, because you got like a truck or something going on in the background there. So yeah, if I go to StockTwits here, yeah, of course there's 470. So look at this. Shorts, Helio sells. Not exactly what I like to see. That's not great language, but here we are, 1239. People are losing their minds over here. You'll see the sentiment's gone up, message volume's there. So it's mooning for sure. It's there. But people are losing their minds on this right now, which is kind of fun to watch. How far it goes, who knows? What a short is? A short is somebody who takes a sell position against the stock. So whether they're taking puts, where they're showing, we expect this stock to come down to this price, or a short seller directly who essentially borrows shares of the stock at a certain price, expecting it to go down in order to buy at a lower price and make gains on the difference between them, right? So with long equity, what you're doing is you're buying at a low price and selling at a higher price, right, to make a profit. With short selling on equity, you borrow at a high price and hope the stock comes down, and you buy it back at a lower price, and you're awarded the difference between the two. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to be big. I think automated driving is something that's coming down the pipeline that we're going to see more and more and more about, with Amazon, BlackBerry, Google, Tesla, what was it, Chrysler, GM. I think there's a lot of talk going around automated driving happening. So this movement, guys, so far you'll see that I'm not really sweating one way or the other. This is kind of what I expected to see so far on the day. So far it's following pretty much what I expected. What's interesting here, though, is Neo's starting to pick back up. So it'll be interesting to see if Neo pulls a little more steam from this, or if we just see a Neo come back down and people go, screw it, we'll just go with this today. I think I am going to get into Mara. I'm not completely sold on it, but I think I will. I think there's an opportunity to buy the dip, though, because what you will see happen is out of the election, we will get stimulus notice, which will give people confidence back into the U.S. currency, which will cause Bitcoin to decline. And that will last for a quarter. But then we'll realize that we weren't prepared for the second wave of COVID. Everything is going to blow up, and Bitcoin will resume. So I think I will wait a little bit on Mara, probably into January, and just kind of wait for that Bitcoin to level out. Yes, no matter what, the U.S. is getting a stimulus post-election. The reason why we didn't get a stimulus pre-election is that nobody wanted to give the other party that boost, that shot in the arm, saying, "Look, the Democrat bill got through, or the Republican bill got through." And so that's why there's so much lobbying back and forth of like, "Well, no, we don't like your bill." "Oh yeah, well, we don't like your bill." It was all just conjecture for the sake of the election. Neither party was going to approve the other party's bill because they didn't want that presidential candidate get the hype.
When is ACRX's earnings call?
Thursday. I thought it was Thursday after hours, but somebody was saying it was pre-market. But I was pretty sure that they announced it was after hours. Let me see here. Let me see.
Someone was asking me ACRX, and I'm like, I don't know. So
go ask Millennial or Colonel. Yeah, I know they announced. I don't know necessarily exactly when that was happening. I know that they announced. Yeah, I thought it was after hours too. Waiter is estimated for Friday, but that's not confirmed. So no assurances yet that the waiter is going to happen on Friday. I am never going to tell you if you should put more money into anything. That's the decision you need to make. My FA on this was, well, I mean, anybody that's been around, my FA on FSR was that this is a hype play just like Nikola. It's going to look like Nikola, smell like Nikola, walk like Nikola, and die like Nikola. Now, there's a lot of people that are much longer on Fisker than they were on Nikola because they feel like it's legitimate. However, I'm not. Uh, I think a lot of this sector is overhyped, and the only one that I would really bet on long term would probably be Tesla at this point. The rest of them I just see as overhyped. The one that really scares me is NIO because I've seen photos from China of their sales floors, and on days when investors are not visiting, their sales floors are ghost towns, and it's really really scary. So yeah, here's some profit taking, guys. We're back down to 1186 on this. Um, to be expected. I think this will float the 12 line, and we'll see what happens on the day. It'd be great for it to run a little bit more, but I wonder if is there a tool that you can pull up a stock on a specific date?
TD, the Thinkorswim's Think Back or whatever you call it. You know, the cool shit that we don't have access to in Canada.
Because I'd love to see the daily June 8th Nikola. Does TradingView have that? Okay, here we go. I think I found a tool that'll do it. So June 8th is what I want. Okay. Okay, let me show you guys. So you'll see here, here's Nikola down here for June 8th. So 10:30, and then it looks like around 11 was when the massive spike was, and then it declined right back down, and then it came up to 80 for the day. So that massive spike happened closer to 11 o'clock. We're at 10:23 now, so oh, maybe that's 11 o'clock. So 10:23 is right here, and you'll see that there's profit taking, right? And then it comes back down, and then around 11 it spikes. So this is called trading physics. I just found it with a Google search. I have never used this tool before. Tradingphysics.org. But you can select any day for any ticker, and it'll bring it up. That's kind of cool to see. Trade volume as well as, I mean, there's a couple numbers here, but really all I'm concerned about is this right here. I want to see the chart and the price movement. This is good enough for me where I can see, okay, well, right before 10:30, there's some profit taking, and then it goes sideways, and then around 11, it spikes. So should we hold to 11? I am not. We aren't doing anything. Whenever you guys ask a question about we or do I think you should do, yeah. I know you guys get it, but I have to keep saying it, right? Like I do appreciate the position you guys are in of like, oh, come on, millennial, we get it, but I still have to keep saying it, just so that I stay free and clear, right? You wouldn't want my 8 kids living out on the street. Um, Yeah, given the current state of the market and the gross sentiment from the macro culture, typically what we would expect is people to trade out of a Scrabble bag like DDTG. So, I mean, DDTG apparently can get away with murder. So, I mean, go on to Twitter and ask him if he thinks that you should sell or not. He'll tell you, and he can get away with that. So, um, I am about to lose my voice here, though, so I'm going to go get some water. I will be right back, guys. Make sure that you all yell real loud in the event that this thing goes off so I know to come back and collect the $80 on it.
going on, Redemption?
Sorry, I just got back. What?
Oh, just saying, what's going on?
Nothing. I wanted to take a Friday YOLO today. Sorry, a Monday YOLO today, but I don't know. It's. I know deep down that it's going to be congested until after the election.
Yeah, I almost entered a 332 call after that first little pop, and it was about
That's actually
$1.
my marker for. That's actually my long marker if we go above.
Yeah. I could have got in at $1 on that contract, and then I watched it go to $1.60, and I missed out, but I didn't FOMO, so I don't know. I took a small put this morning at 327 when it collapsed right there, but then I just felt skittish, so I jumped out, made $55, but
I want to get
actually
a lot of these things, but I want to get into a lot of these things, but like the IV is just so insane.
it is. It's just it's too expensive for what it's wanted. You need to be 5 strikes out for it to be in the 70 cents or 60 cents, and that's just too rich for my blood right now. And Mondays and Tuesdays aren't great pricing on the FANG stocks, so it's not like you can go to Tesla or anybody else right now. So instead, I am looking for a pistol.
We're recovering? What the hell? Why is all my health stocks jumping? Oh, well, it did jump. Okay.
Why are you out of stock everywhere? Well, I know why you're out of stock everywhere, but yeah, chainmail. That's it's actually my buddy's 45 Kimber, 1911. But I gotta find one that's compatible for me and the missus. So I'm looking at the SIG 320s. So that way it's a 9mm for her, cheaper ammo, cheaper range time.
So all in Smith and Wesson, is that what you're saying?
No, 6 hour.
6 hour.
I mean, if you want to get her a 44, then that'd be cool too.
What'd you say?
Get her a 44. You'd be cool too.
Yeah, no. I mean, to be honest, the recoil on the SIG and the Kimbers weren't that much different. She could handle a 45. I just start her out with a 9, and then we'll get a 45 down the road.
I've shot a 50 cal, so I'm ready for anything.
Right.
Rampage, that's amazing, man. I'm glad for you. Glad you took your profits and got out. My options are till the 20th, so I'm happy to keep them. AstraZeneca didn't print after the Army news. What do you mean? What Army news? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, from a few days ago. Yeah, that's not a big deal. AstraZeneca has so many freaking things coming down their pipeline over the next little bit. I'm perfectly happy with my play on AstraZeneca. So many approvals, and I think once the vaccine starts selling, we'll be fine. Very, very little. Metals is not something I trade in. As a Canadian, it's a gross stereotype that people think that Canadians all like the metals markets. I don't. I want to go nowhere near them. The only thing that I am considering taking a position in is lithium, and that's on the EV battery hype. but that's not even in a Canadian stock that I'm looking at. I'm looking at LAC for that out of Nevada.
Looking at the mining companies in SA, and I found nothing but gold, diamonds. I mean, they're all generally owned by like some of the big ones, but gold, diamonds, iron, platinum. One specifically mine, like one company that has a conglomerate, basically segregates all their company into different mining sectors, and their stock got so beaten down that you could have spent. I don't know how this was possible, but one share was the equivalent of $2,000. That's how got beaten down it was. When it came back, platinum only increased back in price. It didn't go back to its all-time highs, but it increased in price about, I think it was, yeah, it was about 30% or something like that. This thing soared, and your 2000 at its peak would have been 9,000 and some change. It's settled at 6,000 something right now, so like a 3x return.
Yeah.
But to make any bloody sense, because the price of platinum only went up like 30%. So there's a weird disconnect there I'm not seeing.
Take a look at DGLY today.
Up 11%.
On what? On nothing, other than just that there is an election coming and New York is boarded up and ready to die, right? Like,
I mean, from all the peaceful protests.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, guys, we just looked at a chart that me and Nicola. So I know that people are gonna point this out to me for sure. Congrats, professional. Proud of you.
You have usage rights with Epidemic Sound, right?
Not anymore. I canceled it. I don't use it.
Oh.
When I was doing like recorded video content for YouTube, I would use it, but yeah, no.
Does the rights still carry over even after you cancel your subscription, or no?
Yeah. So as long as you can show that you had a subscription during the period when the video was created, you're grandfathered in on it. But any new content you create will get a DMCA claim. So guys, see here, this is why I'm not sweating. Like, yeah, people are profit taking, but look, that happened right here too. So here it ran up, see, and then it came back down here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom in. Okay,
let's go deeper.
There it is. Here's where we are right now. This dip where it comes down. People are like, "Oh no, it's selling off." And then around 11, it does this. This is what I'm waiting for. See how that's almost identical, that chart? Let me put it on the big sheet. So we got the buy up here, right? Everybody can see that. There's that buy up, and then that profit take, and then here on the chart for Nicola for its day of this, you got the buy up and the profit take, and then it's gonna have another buy up around 10:45, 10:50, or not, or it doesn't, right? Check the scanner, see what else is running like crazy. These are having one hell of a time today.
Yeah, Redemption, just looking at the chart, I couldn't tell you what it was going to do. Not even a 50-50 guess.
Yeah. I don't want to like take it because the price is just really, it's too high right now.
You just get beat out.
Like,
I mean, I could see that there was a pump a couple of days ago, right where we touched again today.
Yeah.
And so it could fall back down. So we could say like a 327, but you're still 327s are at 40 cents.
I mean, it's like anything with the buying of options. Like you want it to catch them off guard. You don't want to get them when they're already hyped in and overpriced.
Yeah, and a 325 is sitting at 22 cents. Though that would be the argument I would make, is that it would fall down.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying about VWAPs and all that crazy technical stuff. I don't really care about any of that. All I know that this is a low float stock, and they all seem to have that same pattern of buy up at the gate into potential profit take, which FSR didn't have today. Typically, you would see a dump here, a profit take, and then it would come back up. And then around now, you would see another profit take, and then 10:40 to 11 it runs, and then there's another profit take, and then it kind of goes sideways and up for the rest of the day into tomorrow. Wrong screen. Thanks,
Redemption. Guys. Do you know what I'm trying to say with chainmail?
Okay, so again, you see that buy up, and then normally there'd be a profit take here somewhere, but there wasn't today, and then it goes sideways, and then it goes up, and then profit take, and then into 11 it goes up. I don't know. I don't know what it'll do on that until it does it. I think I need to restart TD here, guys, because these aren't generating, and I need to be able to see this stuff. So 2 seconds, I'm going to restart the brokerage here. Show you. They're my hands. I'm not selling off. No, you're not hot, Mike. I muted you guys.
You have to day trade.
Yeah. Just because you can take a trade
you're a
doesn't
day
mean
trader
you have
doesn't
to.
mean you have to trade every single day.
Yeah. So just because it's YOLO day doesn't mean you have to YOLO every time.
So says you.
I need to go back and look at my YOLO plays and realize if they paid off or not. Like in your case, absolutely. I think in mine, I think I'm negative.
Okay, bullish or bearish
I may take this month
election.
off from doing it.
Are we bullish or bearish on election? What do you think, guys? SPY go up, SPY go down tomorrow night.
I'm hugely bearish on the day, and then hugely bullish day after.
And into the close, though. Do you want to take calls on the week into the close, do you think?
Close of today or close of tomorrow?
Close of tomorrow.
Into the close, I want to take puts, and then I want to take calls leading
the
to next
following
day.
morning?
Yeah. No, well, leading into next morning. I don't know what the IV is going to be like. But my plan was to essentially short the UVXY and stuff like that, but didn't shoot up. I was expecting us to have a harder nosedive and for us to shoot up, but
it's kind of nice that the election is on a Tuesday instead of a Friday or a Thursday, right? Like if you're playing weeklies on it, it gives you a little bit of time for the weekly to play out instead of being on the day of.
Oh, and Wednesday weekly too.
Yeah.
You could take a YOLO Tuesday night for a Wednesday call.
Yeah, a couple Bears, a couple Bulls. People are kind of all over the place on it.
I got a couple ads on Facebook this week saying that Trump is ahead in polls and Biden's looking for more money.
Over the weekend, where people were saying it looked like the Senate was going to swing, now the polls are showing that the Senate is not going to swing. We will have a Republican Senate, and it looks like a Democrat House, and then the Oval Office is up for grabs. It all comes down to the swing states. Pennsylvania is really the election at this point. It seems that everybody's settled on that. There are a few Democrats that are saying that Texas is going to go blue. I still don't see that. But
I mean, when Beto, he almost made it go blue, but I think that was Beto. He was very charismatic.
Beto O'Rourke?
Yeah. He had it was a cultish like following that he had.
I cannot see a situation where Texas goes blue. Not in this election.
You haven't seen the demographic changes. People piling into Texas, and they continue to vote blue when they come. Mickey O'Rourke. Yeah, whoever he plans on being for his voter base. What? I know, right? But yeah, no, it just the amount of people coming from Democratic states into Texas and then continuing to vote Democratic. That's where the whole phrase "Don't California my Texas" comes from. Beyond other things, there's a reason you came to this state.
Two seconds, guys. I will be right back. My new TV's here. I'll be back. Okay. Dell got me. They sent me that we're doing Black Friday early thing, 55-inch TV for like $350, $340 US, and I was like, I got to do it. Oh, yeah, I got to dip out of here when Martini shows up. You guys are doing your story time. Look at
Tom Nash released the
I gotta be honest. I was with Tom Nash on that Nicola thing when he got screwed, and I was supporting him as a creator, but I just gotta say I'm overwhelmed with Tom Nash now. Where every day it's like I've got another video crap talking somebody. It's like I'm done. Like,
No, he's actually positively talking about Neo. I'm like, no.
Oh. Okay, I mean, whatever. I'm just past it. DGOY, very impressed, very happy. 14.5% on people just afraid of what's going to happen here. Yeah, so the scanners have got this. Like, look at all these low float stock guys. These are the top movers on the day by percent gain, and look at it. Average volume across this board. Like, there's a couple here that are a million, but for the most part, we're talking sub a million volume on this list. And like DBVT, damned if I know what that is, but it's up 63% on the day. Normally 400,000 volume, 45 million today. Like, this is short country right here. Neo declining into 11 o'clock. This is good news. See those Neo dollars come over to FSR?
How long did it take before whatchamacallit started to collapse for Nicola? Was
2
it
days.
4 or 6 months?
2 days. Oh, you mean on the day of, like that massive spike to 120 that it had?
Like it spiked up and then it had a whole like a day afterwards where it collapsed like 50% of its value.
So the daily chart that we pulled up showed that from about 11 to 11:20, it spiked to 120 and then came back down in that 15-minute time spread. 15-minute time spread. So it had a massive spike and then it died right back down with profit taking. And then it finished the day at 80. So it started at 35 and finished the day at 80. And then the following day, it went as high as 95 and then came back down to 86. And then the following day, it started to fall.
Looking at the May 21st, 21 puts, 10 to 20 cents. Let's see, more time. Yeah, the other ones are more expensive.
I mean, the only thing that I think is going to be really, really different with Neo and Fisker, or with Nicola and Fisker, is I haven't heard as much short interest with Fisker. Like, I haven't heard Muddy Waters and Citron shitting all over it.
Yet.
Yet. That's fair, yet. But honestly, if I look at what's in the EV market currently, I think that they've got enough fodder to go after, right? Especially with Neo doing what it's doing. Muddy Waters has made it perfectly clear that they are extremely bearish on Neo. So, and he always loves to shit on Tesla. So I don't know that they move over to Fisker just because it's small fish in a big pond, right?
Yeah, if it catches enough attention, probably.
I don't think this is enough attention. 1.5 million volume, like 10x volume for sure on the day, but they would need some crazy numbers. They would need to see a run in 80% or 90% or something on a day to
yeah, no, I mean, like if this thing starts surging up like crazy, and then we get a volume spike and stuff. So
what I am happy with is Space is only up 7 cents today, so they are looking really tasty for an entry, and ETM is at $1. It's at $1.48. Looking tasty.
All right, I'm gonna go eat breakfast early so I don't miss Mrs. TSG's appearance.
Oh, is that today?
Yeah, it's at noon.
Bitless, I don't think so. I don't think we get a space earnings or a launch date on the space earnings. Unless it's it has to be post-election. If space earnings is on the 5th, then yeah, maybe. But it has to be post-election. They're not going to drop their launch date before the election. Yeah, J Swats, I'm not really commenting on whether it's a fraud or not. I'm just saying that it's too small given all the other frauds in the industry for it to really be of note to the major short sellers. Goldenrod 94, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. All you guys that have been following are a huge help in getting this channel to grow. It's kind of nutty, actually, that we're up to 70, 80 viewers. Seems like it was only a couple weeks ago that it was just me and 7 or 8 of the guys that are in the Discord here with me. And that was pretty much all that we were doing. So we're up to almost 70, 80 viewers in a day. Player 1, real life. Thank you so much for the follow. Kind of cool, guys. Kind of cool. Really appreciating. Hopefully you guys aren't bored out of your mind watching Fisker today, but I just, when you got a couple grand in something, you kind of want to watch it, Who is hot miking? Oh, let me look here. Hopefully that fixed it. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see here. There was a big volume candle there. NEO looks like it's declining, but there was a big volume spike there. And now we'll see what it does here, heading into 11 o'clock. If we can see the volume continue to move up, we could have quite the run here into about 11:20. This is Fisker here, the one that's blank, that doesn't have anything showing. So we're in the top 10 for the day anyway. So is DGLY, which is kind of cool to see. Now DGLY averages 6 million on the day. They're up 3 million right now. So I mean, it's comparable, but yeah, definitely right now, if you're looking like 162, 20 million, this is starting to go. This is picking up some steam. Fisker's got some steam on it. Later, Logo Hunter. Take it easy, man. Boris Johnson's touting AstraZeneca again. Hopefully we see that go. I'm hoping to see 8. What's up, Futuro Surf? I'm hoping to see $8, Ajax. Or WGD. I'm hoping to see $8 on ACRX, and I know that's a lot. I know that's a crazy run, but that's kind of what I'm thinking it's worth. That the consensus is 900% increase year over year. For me, that dictates a massive run. So I'm really, really hoping we see it just go. You churro surf, thank you for the follow, man. That was quick. You say hi, you follow. Nice guy. Nice guy. There's FSR 20%, guys. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I mean, DGLY is making a run forward here too. That's fantastic. Options portfolio for the day, guys. Throw that up here real quick. Options portfolio is up 13% on the day, so I'll take that. Equity portfolio for the day is up 8%, so not bad. Not bad. Having a decent day of it so far. I only do long positions. I do have some puts in my options portfolio. I've got an AMC put right now that I'm holding on to. That's my only short position at the moment is an AMC put. $2 AMC put for November 20th. And I think after earnings today, AMC is due for a real doozy. Typically, I do long bio or long equity bio. Right now in Q4, I'm doing more long equity in general. Okay, so we should see this decide to go for a run here as of 11 o'clock. What we do see is increasing volume here. So from the low here and then an increase in volume. Hopefully we can continue to see an increase in volume. We'll see this spike up. But we'll see what happens here over the next couple of minutes. I'll probably be lurking around until noon today, guys, and then I'll dip. Again, I'm here every day when the market opens. So usually queue in around 9:10, 9:15. And then I'll stick around tomorrow until probably noon or 1, and then I can come back tomorrow night, start streaming from 7 o'clock until probably 11 at night, just streaming the election and what's happening, because that's going to be super important to a lot of different plays. And I definitely want to be talking strategy as we see the states come in and what it looks like is the outcome of the election. So that's really where I'm interested. So again, guys, we're seeing a level being made here. We're seeing support right around this $12 line, a little bit below, a little bit above. So I'm fine with that as long as we stay hovering around this. Tomorrow the market is going to be nuts. This is a reality. This is a real thing for sure. So DGLY is now past FSR. We got a few minutes here until we actually see this 11 a.m. craziness. So let's pop in here and check our Biden and Trump portfolios. The Biden portfolio is up $7,000 on 100,000 portfolios, so about 6.9% on the month. Trump is down 8.4%. So if we're going to use these portfolios as determination of Republican or Democrat government right now, it looks like Biden's in the lead. But this would be similar to polling. General sentiment, market sentiment, has Biden with the win. But Trump is clearly suffering. The biggest losers in the Trump portfolio are defense stocks, gambling stocks, space, and whatever the hell CPSH is. I'm not even sure what that is. This one we closed out. This one is into Q4. This one's up. So the ad spend one, guys, that I created, this one was one that we entered in August. So entry is late August on this. It's up 16%. And this is a repeatable one. This is one that you'll be able to repeat year after year after year. So this is a $20,000 portfolio, evenly split among these with about $2,500 in each position. We're looking at a 16% gain so far. Now, for some of you, you're looking for bigger gains than that. But to be honest, if you can pull together 5 or 6 repeatable portfolios that only take 20 grand to get in, and you're going to see a 16% increase on it, that's a reasonable amount for the year, right? So if you're looking at, you've got this times 1.16. I mean, if you've got, 5 or 6, I guess, of these, that's 18, 20 grand a year that you're making on your portfolio and just slowly gaining on it, right? Now, this clearly changes if you've got a little more capital to throw into it. That gets pretty serious, right? But All right, let's see what we got here. FSR and DGLY are just back and forth here, vying for position. These big boys here are doing things. There's DGLY. There's Fisker. 21 million on an average volume of 162,000. Like, this is nutty, nutty, nutty. All right, 11 o'clock. Let's see what we do here.
How many you wonderful people, you?
Good morning.
Morning.
So, are you streaming?
I am. I'm going to hop out so you can do story time. Check out DGLY before you do your story time, though.
Hold on, let me pull it up. How is it this morning? How are you?
I'm exhausted, but otherwise pretty good. FSR is doing what I thought it was going to do. DGLY is doing what I thought it was going to do. So it's a pretty good day for me. Yeah, my portfolio is up 8% today, so I'm doing all right.
Good.
But DGLY is just running with it.
That's great.
Yep. And they haven't even done their earnings yet, so I think it's going to get even better. All right, I'm going to hop down to the streaming channel so you can do your story time.
Okie dokie.
It's low volume at the moment. I'm just trying to pull up that other chart and see if I can't get it. It's a shame that this other thing, this tool won't let me pull up more than the minute, because I don't really want the minute. What if it's 4 days? Does it let me adjust it then? Still just floating this 18%. We'll see. We'll see over the next couple of minutes here where we go. Cal is having a pretty decent day too. Neo's come all the way back down though. Look at Neo here. Like, Neo's just giving it all back. And this is what happens when you start to get like this average volume of 108 million. Like, people start to get used to this, and they just profit take all the way down, right? Whereas DGLY, you got this. Oh, thank you.
There's chicken and beef in there.
Okay, great. Hopefully my mic's not picking up me chomping away here. Love me some taco salad. Still pretty low volume. Yeah, I mean, what I'm noticing is that nickel on that day, though, it continued to trend up into the end of the day. So TD I use for my scanning and my equity trading. IBKR, Interactive Brokers, is what I use for my options trading. I share my portfolio publicly, both here on TD and also using tip ranks. So you guys can always see my tip ranks portfolio on there. Seeking Alpha for breaking news as well as routers. And then Koifin if I want to do evaluation of multiple markets, Bitcoin, Forex, any of that. If I want financial news like breaking minute, FOMC minutes, or employment numbers, FX Street is what I use for that. I can't really think. I guess Koifin as well. I already mentioned Koifin, but stock twits for market psychology, so to see what people are thinking about a stock. But I'm going to pull up right now actually because I want to see what people are saying. Typically, when you see bears piling in, it's a different thing. Still a lot of bulls here. Bull, 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 bull. Not a lot of bears. Oh, bear. A lot of people getting really happy. Sentiments up. No, I don't have stop losses set up. I think stop losses are a very useful tool if you're not somebody that's actively watching your position. But given that my eyes are almost entirely on FSR at the moment, I don't know that I need to have a stop loss in place at the moment. So here's the SPY, guys. We saw it decline back down. Hopefully we can get some bullish sentiment on the SPY. People will continue buying into the end of the day, but we'll wait and see. There's no guarantees on that, right? We're still green on the SPY for the day, but it's still down a little bit right now. We'll see what happens here. I would like to see space fall into the end of the day here so I can take a position. At this point, it looks like it's kind of mirroring the SPY, but not entirely. Have that buy up on the day, buy up on the day, and then back down, then back down. A little bit more positive sentiment here, but ultimately I'd like to see it come down. I guess I should really wait on space though if its earnings is on the 5th, because it's going to come down on the 5th. With no income, it's not going to look good. So my December DGLY calls are now... Yeah, I think I'm going to wait on earnings for space. Especially if they're on the 5th, I can definitely just put more money into ACRX. Okay, we're seeing MACD crossing. RSI is nice and low. Seeing an uptick on the CCI, so this is the potential for this to go. If it doesn't go, oh well. Not a ton. A little bit, otherwise I wouldn't have them up clearly on my chart. Retroactively, obviously, these indicators show you, oh, look, it did that thing. So, like, just look at the day, right? We open up at the gate, up, 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 MACD crosses, right? And you don't actually see that decline take place until about here. And then you see a MACD cross again, but you've already missed the jump, right? Where MACD cross is here, you've already missed these two candles. Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case this time here. And then again here, so you could have got in here and you would have seen a nice little gain on the MACD, and then it crosses here, here, and you already missed the decline, right? So it's retroactive by a candle. And then, you know, it falls, it falls, it falls, it falls, it falls. We see a cross here. So in this case, if you had hit it, you would have been able to get that little bit of a bump up, and then a cross again here into this decline. There was a cross here, and then it continued downward. No, sorry, there's not a cross here. All right, it's continuing downward. So now we're at an RSI of 20, 30. So again, guys, I'm not sweating buckets on this. Not in any way. AMC coming down nicely, 12 cents on the day. Yeah, the volume's really got to pick up here if it's going to go anywhere, and I just don't see it. Which is fine, because it's probably just going to mean that slow climb into the end of the day. If it doesn't, if we don't see that massive spike here before 11:30. It's probably not going to go. Come on, load up. Show me what we got here. What do we got? This is the airlines I was going to look at today, guys. I didn't really get around to it because of FSR, but there is a great article here for you guys to read. Give you some insight into what Bloomberg is thinking on airlines as far as bankruptcies on potential airlines. American Airlines is not looking solid, which it could adversely affect Boeing as well. So if you guys are liking airline sectors, you're looking into that. That article's a pretty good read. So you can see again with that MACD, guys, we hit 20 RSI, it bought up. MACD still hasn't crossed. It may cross here, in which case you'll see that we'll get a little bit of a buy up. But as far as how high that goes, I don't know if we see the MACD go back up here, honestly. Just a matter of time. These indicators are not, they are retroactive for sure. RSI overbought here. So RSI is actually a little bit more accurate on these periods. Let me touch there at the red, up at 85, touched again here. When it drops down below that 50, you know, kind of bought up. Back up to around that 65, 66, and then fell back down all the way to 20, hit the 20 and bounced right back up. So there's the MACD touch. I don't know if it's going to cross here or not, but it's touching at least. We'll see what it does here. If it can get some increasing volume here, it might move. Otherwise, I think it's pretty much done, which would have me done for the day, I think. But let's play it by ear here. No, I'm not exiting my position in it. No. Again, guys, if we go back to the Nicola, I can get Neo off this now. We go back to the Nicola chart, right? 6 months. So here's the day that we're on. Tomorrow it actually goes up higher, and then that's when it starts to level out. So for me, tomorrow is actually going to be the bigger play of the two. But for now, the price movement on it is good. So Nicola, we saw go from about 36 up to 73 on the day. It opened at 42 and ran 30 bucks. Right now, what we're looking at here is this opened from 10 to 11. By the end of the day, who knows? Maybe it goes up to 15, 16, 17. What's up, Babosari? Welcome. Excited that new people are finding their way here, guys. It's always a blast to have new folks here. Huge shout out to all you new followers that have joined along. I am here every morning, 9 a.m. from market open to usually around 10:30 or 11. Staying a little bit late today just to see how FSR breaks out. I will be back again tomorrow after my morning stream, 7 p.m. to do election coverage all through the night. So 7 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be around, but yeah, them lockdown vibes over in Europe, that's a thing for real. I mean, DGLY is having a hell of a day. I'm pretty happy about it. I mean, power to you, man. Power to you. So there's the MACD cross. There's the blue. You guys can see the blue line comes down. And then the blue line crosses again here, comes up. Slightly increasing volume. RSI comes up a little bit. CCI comes up a little bit. It looks like it's going to come back up to this 12-ish line. Kind of float there. Unless it picks up some crazy volume, we start to see some candles like this where it comes up to this 40,000 buy. I think we just kind of float in this $12 section and slowly see incremental gains into the end of the day, maybe finish around 13, 14, 15. So yeah, we'll play it by ear here. We'll see how she runs. Nothing too crazy though. Now, there's no news with DGLY. What's happening with DGLY, guys, is fear that the election is going to lead to riots and protests, which was the FA I did on the play. This was to be expected. It's the reason why I got into an options play on it. I'll show you guys the options portfolio here. Remember last week I took my December 250 calls for DGLY. They're up $122 today. So they're already in strike. I also have December. I think I'm probably going to close these out, to be honest. See if I can take this down. Actually, I've got these till to November. I can wait on their earnings at the very least, I think. I should cancel that.
Order cancelled.
I'll wait on that. What's up, Carson? Oh. I mean, all things considered, guys, 15.5% on the day is not bad. Equity portfolio is looking good. Bob Ostari, thank you so much for the follow. If I can get my tongue out of my cheek. But this is fantastic. Like to see that gain on a day, 7% on the portfolio for the day. I'm a happy man on that. What do I do for a job? I'm a digital marketing consultant, but I also have had the time to day trade here. So trading market live stream, and then I go off usually around noon and do my digital marketing thing. By the way, guys, I will be doing another live event with Agora Pulse later in the month on how to use Twitter video more effectively to grow business. So if you're somebody that's running a business, you work in as an entrepreneur, freelancer, or you work for a business and you're wondering how to use Twitter video effectively, I'll be speaking at a conference later this month on that. So pretty stoked to do that with Agora Pulse. But is day trading good for you to start? That is a better asked question for a financial advisor. It's a question you got to come to on your own, man. That's one of those life decisions that you got to make for yourself in a big way. There are some people it's a really good idea for. There's some people it's a really bad idea for. So, do a how to day trade on a channel. I would, to do a how to day trade video would be hard for me to do because I'm not a day trader. I'm a swing trader, so I typically trade on weeks and months instead of on days and hours and minutes. So it'd be a little bit more difficult for me to do. There's some great resources out there that you can look up. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a long-term guy. Now that's not to say that I can do a swing trade video. I could probably do that. I should probably do that. I'm with you on that. Long-term is way more important than day trading. Making sure that you got the basics down of you got a job, you got a stable income, you're not swimming in debt, whether that's student debt, car debt, phone debt. I don't care what your debt is, but deal with your debt first and then look at your savings portfolio. And that would probably be more so in like, do you want to get started trading? That would be probably a video that I start with first of like, this is when you should start looking at trading. And everybody's got their different opinions on that, but the big ones for me are like, I see people that are swimming in debt, taking YOLOs on Robinhood, and that's no good for you. If you can't pay your bills and you're YOLOing your money away, that's insanity. Absolute insanity. I'll never get behind that. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but look, some people got out of it and they were able to pay off all their debt because they YOLO'd on whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, that's true. But for every one person that does that, there's probably 10, 15, 20 that didn't. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it looks like this is it for FSR today, guys. It might be a slow creep up. Tomorrow morning will be another story. We'll take another look at it, probably take another run at it. But for now, this looks like it's pretty much all that I got. So, I'm gonna head out of here, I think, and go do some real life stuff. But I don't want to leave you guys lonely. I don't want to leave you stranded. So I'm gonna send you over to my good buddy Stock Guy. He's got you covered. He'll tell you what's up. Highly recommend him. Highly recommend you check him out. Huge thank you to all you new folks who are hanging out. Have an amazing day.